Got to admire a company that can execute in the middle of the toughest environment in decades. Cisco reported after the close today, and coming into this one, I have to admit I was a little concerned. I didn't know how the huge networking equipment company would be able to cope with the coronavirus-induced slowdown. But Cisco delivered. The company posted higher-than-expected sales, coupled with substantial 8-cent earnings beat off a 71-cent basis. Even better, their guidance for the next quarter came in stronger than anticipated, and that's what matters with tech. It's impressive. Don't take it from me. Let's take a closer look with Chuck Robbins. He's the chairman and CEO of Cisco. Hear more about the quarter and where the company's headed. Mr. Robbins, welcome back to Mad Money.
Hey, Jim, it's good to be here. I hope you're doing well and staying safe.
Well, we're sure trying, Chuck. I hope you and your family are doing the same.
We are. Thank you.
Now, let's talk about something that you and I have talked about a lot, which is the idea of the work from home and the gigantic shift that's occurring and how it needs to be executed well and it needs to be secure, and you're able to deliver that in scale for the enterprise.
Yeah, Jim, you know, we went through an unbelievable several-week period in March where virtually the entire world was trying to transition to working from home. And obviously, a lot of our technology, the networks around the world are, holding up great under unbelievable volumes. Our WebEx platform is 3 times the volume today as it was in February, and it was the largest in the world then. And a lot of our security portfolio, our VPN technology, our cloud security is all part of helping our customers actually work from home right now. So our teams did an amazing job. I'm incredibly proud of what they've been able to accomplish. And frankly, I'm proud of what our customers have been able to accomplish as well, because this was no small feat, getting done what we did in such a short period of time.
Do you think that what you're doing and the work from home and how it's it really taken hold of you, of course, at your company too, 95%, do you think it goes away or you think it's for real? And do you think it can combat for Cisco the possible worldwide recession?
Jim, I think that it's going to be a hybrid model for people. I think that many companies that aren't used to leveraging this technology to work from home have come to the conclusion that they can be productive this way. Many of the financial institutions, I've talked to some of my peers there, and they've said, I never dreamed that we could have 95% of our employees or 98% of our employees at home and actually be productive. And so I think you'll see many employees that will continue to work from home. You'll have many that will get back to the office, and then you'll have some that will do a little bit of both. But I think it'll change things like how we think about talent in the future. I think this has given us confidence that we can hire talent anywhere and have them participate productively on teams regardless of their location. I think it will affect how companies think about their commercial real estate footprint, as you and I've talked about, and I've heard you talk about on the show as well. So there are a lot of things that we're going to figure out over the next 6 to 12 months.
So let's extrapolate for WebEx. It is the enterprise. And your enterprise company. Now, because you know me, I do my boozy brunch with my family on Sunday, and we use Zoom. And I don't really care that if they have servers in China, because, you see, it's not going to impact anything I say. Would the companies that you do business with be concerned about servers in China, which we know Zoom has?
Look, Jim, right now with WebEx, I mean, we built it with security at its core from the beginning. And our customers, given that every bit of the work that they're doing is happening over this platform, they're having confidential discussions, they're sharing intellectual property. There are certainly things that are very important to not be exposed outside of their 4 walls of their virtual company. So I think it does matter. It is very important. We have worked with many companies around the globe to help white glove their board meetings that are all happening on WebEx these days. So it is important, and it does matter. And, we had well over 500 million meeting attendees last month, just in April alone. And so the platform has really scaled. We made huge investments to get it to where it is, and I'm proud of what the team's accomplished.
Speaking of proud, I know I am proud to know you because you donated. This is not small. It's not just PPE. It's not gowns. $300 million for the global pandemic effort. But you also had people be very creative at your company to help the frontline people. And I think it's worth noting because they're not just writing checks, which are great. We want checks, but they're doing other stuff, too.
We did write a lot of checks, but our employees have such an incredible sense of compassion. And when you tie that to the innovative spirit, they do incredible things. So we had teams all around the world that were 3D printing surgical shields and delivering them. I think in In mid-April, we were delivering 1,000 a week just out of our San Jose office. But this started in Europe, and we stole the idea and brought it back here. We realized that we had video units on our desktop, on our desks inside our offices, and no one was there using them. And so we took them out all around the world and delivered them to hospitals so nurses could do virtual patient intake, so they didn't have to get close to these patients who potentially had COVID-19 so they wouldn't be exposed. And we had customers tell us about how our technology was used. Incredibly sad situation, but where people could actually have the last communication with a family member over WebEx or over one of these video units that we had installed. So our teams were in the midst of everything. We were installing cloud networking in the hospitals in Wuhan back in December. So, I mean, we've been at this for a while, and our teams have huge hearts and have been in the middle of trying to help those heroic first-line healthcare workers who are the real heroes in this whole situation.
Now, with the healthcare, obviously it's worldwide. With this healthcare situation, how do you keep your people safe? You've got people everywhere.
Well, our employees is certainly the first thing that we care about. And we were one of the first companies to go to work from home. Now, it's a much more natural motion for us, so it was easier. And we had the technology because we built the technology, so it was much easier for us to do that. We've clearly worked with all of our employees on providing them access to the best medical care in the case that they're sick or their family members are sick. And as we think about returning to office, we'll continue to keep their safety as our number one priority. That is the most important thing to us, and it's going to remain that way.
When you have something like this emergency and you're giving money away and you've got all these people all over the place, how come your gross margins were able to be stronger than Wall Street thought?
I think that, you look at what our teams have accomplished, and our guys have always run a great business. Our supply chain team, our engineering teams, they are constantly working on value engineering. We've been working on pricing. It's just a great team effort. And look, in the future, I think there could potentially be stress. We've obviously had the benefit from memory that you and I have talked about for a while that probably begins to wane over the next few quarters. But for years, there's been concern over our gross margins, and the teams have always been able to just continue making changes and doing the hard work, and that's what it takes. It takes a lot of hard work to keep them where they are. And not to mention the software transition that we've been driving is certainly helping as well.
I'm glad you mentioned that because you give two kinds of numbers. You talk about how much of your software has become subscription, and that's up 9% year over year, which is terrific. But as a percentage of the whole, it was hard to find that in the deck. How much of the percentage of the whole, because that matters for future earnings, obviously, because it really does impact in a positive way.
Well, Jim, if you go back to our analyst conference a little over 3 years ago, we said that by the end of this fiscal year, we would have 30% of our revenue coming from software, and we'd have 50% coming from software and services, and we're well on track to make that happen. So the teams have done incredibly well. We continue to execute on our SaaS platforms. We continue to execute on our subscription model on top of networking products, which we're the first company that's ever done that. So it's been complicated. We have a lot more work to do, but I'm really pleased with what the teams have accomplished so far, and we're going to continue to push in that direction.
Well, Chuck, congratulations on delivering and then raising the guidance, which very few have done. But, of course, more importantly, congratulations for you and your team doing the right thing at all times. Really impressive. That's Chuck Robbins, Chairman and CEO of Cisco. And, look, it's going to be an up stock and a not great tape. Take a look at it. Mad Money's back in for the break.
Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @Jim Cramer on Twitter. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadTweets. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.